big trees, big rocks. Who can't love that? Upper Yosemite Falls. And we'll go ahead and explore that waterfall. Hi, this is Mr. M checking in from Yosemite National Park. Now, forest fires are a natural part of the forest life cycle. You can see behind me that this is an area where a fire passed through. Now, fires can help revitalize a forest, but sometimes if they burn too hot, they can cause a lot of damage. You can see in this area is very steep, and that's why sometimes firefighters have difficulty fighting them.
So let's take a look at how an ecosystem changes after a fire. This here is a picture of the area before a fire takes place. You can see all the natural growth here. Now, let's take a look after a small fire. So this is an area where the fire was only lightly affecting the area. And you can see there's a lot of undergrowth still, and there's a lot of trees. As we go on to bigger fires, there's less undergrowth, there's more char on the trees themselves, so you can see it's a bigger fire. Lastly, let's go ahead and take a look here at a really big fire. And this area was hard hit. You can see that there is very little shrubbery left. There's a lot of ash and burnt wood on the ground. So this is what happens when you have a really big disturbance caused by fire.
Okay.
So forest fires can have a positive effect too. They help revitalize the soil, and as you can see here, some plants are already starting to grow. We are going to be looking at a spot where there used to be a fire. So there used to be a fire way out here. This is in Yosemite.
So now you can see in the distance that there are various stages of succession or recovery for this particular area that went through a fire. The first of these sections is going to be your primary succession, and that's the areas that are hardest hit. And you can see here it's going to be mainly small plants and grasses that are growing, no trees in this area. This area was pretty hard hit. And so now that there's a lot more sunlight and open air, a lot more of the delicate plants can grow in this area. Now this transition here is going to go from primary succession to secondary succession, areas that are hit less harshly from the fire, and there is a more rapid growth of recovery in this area because now there's already plant life established. Now before we leave the park, let's go ahead and check out one more place. We're going to go over to the Mariposa Grove, home of the giant sequoias.
Hi, so this is Mr. M checking in from the giant sequoia grove, Mariposa Grove, in Yosemite National Park. Now it's really amazing to walk along all these huge trees. Not only are they very, very tall, but they're also very massive. You can imagine that these trunks are over 20 feet wide. There's just incredible. And to imagine these things have been living here for good over 1,000 years. So these are also very, very old. One, two, three, 4. That's about 4 meters across. That's really wide for a tree, but this is actually considered a small sequoia tree. Some sequoia trees can grow up to 20 meters wide. So one of the reasons why these trees have been able to grow so big and live for so long is because they have really protective trunks. These giant sequoias have trunks that protect them from fire. They're a little fire retardant and also so thick that they could help protect it against a fire. Now you can see here there's burn marks on the bottom of this trunk here, but it's been able to survive for so long, even through all those fires.
Not only that, but the oils in the bark itself that help protect it from fires also help make the bark and the tree protected from insects like termites. So it's safe all around. It's no wonder why these trees are able to live for so long and become the largest living things in the